Okay, we've started on our little trip going out into the desert and then on to Utah. So here's Brent eating a chip. Here's Kev. Forever young, forever young.
I thought that was Uncle Ralph with us. Did he used to sing in restaurants?
So these are the Sheephole Mountains right here.
The way those leaves kind of come out, but lupin has 5, this has 3.
We've been stopping to look at wildflowers, never seeing it in blossom like this. Don't know the name of that one at all. The yucca is blossoming. Here's creosote, and beyond the creosote in the distance is the Granite Mountains. And there's the Intrepid Travelers over there. Over there to the east is the Providence Mountains. But the reason why we stopped here is because of this, the Kelso Sand Dunes. So we've just arrived here at the Mid-Hills Campground in the middle of the Mojave Desert. But we're at, I don't know what we're at. It's like 4,000 or 4,500, I think. So this is the third time that Brent and I have been here. And then Ryan, Jared, and I were here, I think it was probably 27 years ago. And then just a short while after we were here, there was a forest fire. And so we're in about the one corner, about 25% of this campground that didn't get completely burned out. And even here you can see that behind me, you can see there's quite a few snags over there. So what did we decide, guys?
There's another site just around the bend, and it's open like this, but it's not out on the face of a bluff.
We got to this little spot right here, and there's our table, little fireplace right there. Oh my gosh, we got firewood. What a luxury. If you listen carefully, you should be able to hear a coyote yipping off there, off in the distance. Kev has come here to save me with some dark chocolate covered caramels.
It'll give you a little energy before dinner, and it will help you mumble into the microphone.
Hormel chili. Hormel chili and bread and cheese
And
and grapes and apples and more cheese, and there you have it. Last night we camped at Mid-Hills Campground, and we came down to the Kelso Depot here, which is the old train depot that is now the ranger headquarters. It's a beautiful old depot. Now we're on Cedar Road, and we've stopped here to look at something like that, because this is really rare. It's not rare to have them blossom. It's rare to have them blossom that much. That's what's rare about it. So these are Joshua trees, of course. They only grow out here. The bottom of the range is about 3,000 feet and the top of the range is about 5,000 feet, maybe 5,500. Between 3,000 and 5,000 feet, which is where we are right now. And so this area on the Sema Road is considered to be one of the largest, if Joshua tree forests there is. And we're going to come back through here on the way back home in a week or so. They've got kind of a greenish cast to them, and they do have a white blossom, so I think that must probably be a later stage of blossoming. Anyway, there you have it. There's the Seven Magic Mountains. It is sort of a fascinating thing, and even though they were supposed to shut it down a while ago, it's still open and people are still stopping through it. Henderson, Nevada, and if I sweep around, you can see all the way to the strip. But the reason why we're here is to go up into that canyon right up there, so that's where we're going to go. This is not a good plan. Yeah, I do not like down climbing in that direction.
Okay, so there's a rock hold right there and a foothold right here. I'm going to give me your stuff.
Yeah. Yesterday afternoon we left Las Vegas and we were driving, intended to stay in St. George, but we couldn't find any rooms in either St. George or Mesquite. So we went on to Cedar City, and now we're heading east on Interstate 70. We're shooting from Moab. We've stopped at this rest stop. That, by the way, is the mighty Lexus rental car. We asked for a Kia Sorento, and they upgraded us to this, and we're glad they are because there's quite a bit more room in it. And it is an honest-to-goodness four-wheel drive in case we need it. That's the San Rafael Reef, kind of the downside of it, the east side of it, as it descends. And way off in the distance are the canyons through which flow the Green River and the Colorado River.
I was in Orderville, but I bought a raw septarian nodule so that I can polish it myself one of these days. Do you guys hear that?
Yeah, I do.
Around the corner.
很配，可是又有一点惊讶，就比较没有。
just a wall of sandstone, except if you go like that. We're in the island in the sky part of it, and we've taken the hike out to Upheaval Dome. Here's what we came to look at right here. And there's two competing theories here. For a long time it was the idea that it was a salt dome that pushed up and then collapsed. And the more recent theory is that it's an impact crater, which is a lot sexier theory, I think. Doesn't make it right, but it makes it more interesting. We're setting up camp at Horseshoe something in a isolated part of Canyonlands, and here's the camp that we've set up. Behind us is a hole in the ground, which is Horseshoe Canyon, where there's some Indian rock art, and we're going to go down there tomorrow morning, hopefully get a good start. So paraphrasing Major Pal, tomorrow we start down into the great unknown. We have an unknown trail to follow, an unknown distance to go. Although that's not quite true. It's a 7-mile hike. The actual hike down and hike up is not the long part of it. You get down and then you've got to hike along the bottom of the canyon and then hike back out. And the only problem with that is it's sandy. So that's the part I'm a little concerned about. Reporting live from Horseshoe Canyon. This is Rob Briggs on day 5 of this adventure with my brother Kevin here.
Hi.
And my brother Brent. And that's it, right? It's all the news that's fit to print. So we're here in this alcove, and what we came to look for is right there. We've seen 3 out of the 4 Indian art panels, and now we're walking another mile up so that we can see the final one. And the guidebook says that they have left the best for last. So we'll see. Brent, point out what it is that you're looking at.
Well, that looks like the 7th foot, yeah?
There we go. What is that? This canyon really opens up right here. A stream takes a broad meander right through here. Kind of a very interesting place to put an art gallery, isn't it? But nevertheless, it is very cool. That's supposedly the 7-foot man. And that ghost-like figure, supposedly they have given the name of the Holy Ghost. And so here's the sweep of it. The wind has come up just barely.
Want to shortcut this?
Probably. So we're in the Needle section of the Canyonlands, and we've come to what is called Newspaper Rock. At the visitor center, they told us about this short hike out to see Cave Spring, which we came to before we got to this big old cave or alcove, and so that's what we saw here. Different than anything else we've seen.